Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
No way.
What grade?
That one had to go. Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome back. Welcome back to Manchester United. No, I'm gonna put it like this. Manchester United football is back, fellas. And by the same token, All in All United, we back as well. What we saying, Simeon, Nico, what we saying, fellas? How things?
Yeah, nice to be back in, man. My things is always the games. The speculation thing, a little stressful. I can't take this sort of speculation with the transfers and that kind of thing. But wherever you see on the pitch, I cool with that.
Nice. Simeon, what were you? Where's all the good?
No, man. Like I said, I'm glad to see the guys on the field again. We have one signing. We enjoy that one signing. So I got to see the guys on the pitch, man. Good to see some young guys get a chance to play. Everything else. We can kind of like put to the side for a little bit. Let's focus on the game, man. So that's good.
Well. I mean, I hear what you and Nico say, but part of what we're going to do today is we're going to get into some speculation, or we're going to get into some transfer talk, right? But we'll see how it goes. Right. But now, I don't know, fellas, but I find this new season of football came around real quick. I don't know if it's because I was just so busy that the time flies so fast, right? But yeah, a new season is upon us, a new season that promises, to bring renewed hope, optimism, that kind of thing.
Boy, that's a strong word, the promise, boy.
Yeah, we get burned and we'll still go back. It's like somebody in love now, boy, and they'll keep going and going, right? And I know we are alone on that boat, right? I guess the entire fan base, after everything will still come back with hope and optimism, and Leeds was up first. With the majority of our first team players, still out on holidays, etc. These initial games, are always good opportunities for the academy players to get minutes and show their qualities, And I think, from what we saw, they made a good showing of themselves. Nico, what? But before I go to your thoughts on the game, right? No, let me go. What you and Simeon, what did you make of the game today? Did anyone stand out from a good sense and a bad sense? And then we'll get to, Mason Mount's debut.
Yeah. Again, my eyes was only glued on one person, to be honest. My eyes were glued on Kobe Mino. I think he's quality from since last season we saw him. And he reminds me so much of Pogba. He reminds me so much of Pogba. I don't know how he would develop, as he continues to build his confidence, continue to show his potential, and if he continue to be successful on the pitch, how that would translate into his personality, For now, he coming into the team, he growing into the team, Ten Hag does. He doesn't rush in, he give you bits and pieces. So I just want to see that he keep his feet on the ground. He stay humble, don't get swell-headed, and continue to push on, going from strength to strength to strength. Because I was thoroughly impressed today. The way how calm he is on the ball, how silky smooth he passing out with confidence, how he's strutting on the pitch. Just the strut on the pitch alone, that's brimming quality.
Yeah, it's encouraging, boy. It's real encouraging, boy.
I tell you, that's how the man strutting on the pitch. He he's quality.
He know his quality too. Yeah, he know his quality too.
Even if he know, we know, right? The first touch of the game, the first pass of the game, slice through the whole midfield with a quality pass, and Jed, that was an excellent performance for his first game. I think he showed a lot of maturity as well. You know, he wasn't afraid. He didn't see any nerves really. He was up to even the quality and the tricks natural. Now. You know, the beating, the dribbling, the feigning, everything was so natural.
Yeah.
That I was thoroughly impressed. You know, the only thing that for me, if he could learn from Casemiro is how easily Casemiro could come and take that ball off the back four and be comfortable. You know, I think that is some work had to be done. I don't know if still building confidence doing that, but I still doesn't know what's his best position because to me he looked like he could play higher up the field as well.
Yeah, he having that.
Yeah, and he played in that sixth role today, and to me he did it well. He did it well, but the quality he has on the ball, I think he could play higher up the pitch and give real trouble.
Yeah.
So I'll start with that. I'll start with that today. Simeon, you take it from there, man.
Nah, man, like Mano, like he's young, like he's still young, like he, a lot of guys coming up in the U team, like he's younger than them, like. I didn't really look at me. I know Mano's gonna be good. Like he's one of those guys, he saw last year and he saw him today. Like you see the calm on the ball, and the height. He ain't got the mass yet, but he has enough strength and just the body to play at that level. So that's great for him. So I'm not too. I look at him, but I kind of know right away like he's gonna be good. What I looked for today was I more looked for to see Hannibal because when Hannibal was coming up, I really thought he was going to be good. The size he has, his quality. I saw a lot of. He played well today. Well, but it's well and it's great. Like he has to play great this whole preseason. I think he did some things well. He almost scored. His passes were very quick. And the passing today was great for the whole team, but he was very decisive in his passes. Like the ball moved from side to side when it came to the feet. So after last year, I got kind of down because of his attitude. He always picked up yellow cards and stuff. But if he could, pull some games to get together, he might have a chance. It's going to be hard because you can't keep Mano and Hannibal on his team at the same time, but I think Hannibal has a good preseason. I think he might have a chance. And Ahmad, I see improvement in Ahmad. He was good last time he was here. He's still good. His feet still, that man can move the ball comfortably. I just think he just needs to work on his finishing product. But Ahmad impressed me today as far as him being a smaller player, playing against bigger players and handling that, that kind of those kind of tackles and stuff. But you talk about Mano, I don't know what Tenak's going to do with him this year, and that's going to be we got to see how he plays the rest of the preseason.
Yeah. The two players I mentioned is two players who I thought, who I was looking at keenly today as well, and I could even add Alvaro Fernandez, who I thought, even though he wasn't a standout in terms of, he did things for people to say, wow, he was real solid.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody in the back line, right, had a saying, way boy, I wish this fella was here. We didn't miss Luke Shaw today. And granted that, the opponent wasn't but you still have to play and beat who in front of you. And we've seen this team, shatter and fall apart against lesser opponents, So I was very, very impressed with the way the team started. I still find, though, that, we good in possession from the back, move it into midfield. But for some reason, when we reach in front of the box, boy, we still having those indecisive moments. We can't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Indecisive now, boy.
Yeah. That number 9. It's oh gosh, boy. How long we gonna see this, boy? Why we have no striker? Why?
Yeah, it's real sickening for a club like Manchester United to be dependent on one man, and that man is the most unreliable man in the world.
No, What I saying, so all that time and Marshall still injured. Now if you're looking for a sale boy and they say yeah, well, better we don't play him because I think he get injured because I was surprised on the state of your training, no. But I guess I wasn't following it. I wasn't following, to be honest.
Yeah, but he when he came back, you know, he was doing some light work on grass. So I don't know if he will join back with his squad with on Saturday when the internationals come back. You know. But back to today, you know, I was really impressed with a lot of the young people, the young players who was there today. I mean, there's some who would have come in that, you know, probably, you know, as it's the first time, like the guy Forshawn or something? Forson. You know, he probably could have given us a little more.
But I find he was
he was solid. He was
solid, and he's a young. I think he how much he is about 17 years.
About 17.
I'm telling you, he's a solid player, and I think he was playing out of position as well.
Where he doesn't actually play.
Forward line, yes, but sometimes he does play more than 10.
Okay.
Yeah, he's quality. He decent.
But I'm fair to reach there to start in that game. I had to see that, eh?
I'm telling you, he does play more in a 10 role. He's already started to play up the wing.
But Simeon raises an interesting point, right? And I wonder to myself, how much Hannibal have to do to really get a look in? Because if you consider the position Hannibal playing, you have Bruno, Mount, Ericsson. I mean, it's a...
I say that. Possibly he could have been placed in the shop window, eh?
Wait, boy. I find Hannibal decent, boy.
There's a possibility. Because when he go and play, either he go on loan again or he leave, you understand?
Yeah.
Because we see the shop window and Dortmund, you know, say, you know, most likely he might leave.
I mean, Hannibal...
He have real competition. Competition.
It's too much competition for him.
But Hannibal, I mean, look at... Like, he's perfect, like, for what this club needs. I
would say perfect, Simeon. I feel you're pushing it to the
No, I mean, his type. Like, I mean, his skill level ain't there at the highest level. But we look at the height. I mean, we are a short team. For the most part, we are a short team. He has the height. You know, he's good. He gets back. His defense is very good. His offense is very good. He passes very well. Like, he has the perfect, like, you know, how can I say it? Like, you know, the skill set or the profile, but he ain't that level yet.
Yeah, I'm saying because when I watching United, I thinking of playing City because like the benchmark now.
The benchmark,
you know, and you know, it's tough.
Go somewhere then.
It'll be tough for him.
Eric Lewis on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. He said missed the game, but looking forward to hear how it went. Yeah, no doubt. And next player, well, Nico spoke, you know, and he waxed lyrical about Mino, you know, and I mean, I invested more stocks in Mino because you guys watching the and what's interesting too is you seen us the man for his age, he looking more mature, boy. You know, physically, and then even up here too because playing football.
Not composure, he have on the ball. He real composed on that ball, boy.
He keep even under pressure.
And he have an eye for killer pass too. He have the eye for killer, and not the only eye, but he could execute.
Correct.
Man could execute.
He passes on point.
Total
he taking the ball nice under pressure. You know, he had a nice little feint as you were saying. He know to use his body to shake a boy. You know? And he ain't afraid of a forward pass neither.
I'm telling you, the man had the eye for forward pass. But as you all said, I think Fernandez, I must agree as well. I think Fernandez was real solid. Fernandez is another one of my favorite players from the youth team. I think I would have told Reem, you have to take a look at that fella because that man is quality. I know definitely have a fight in his hand in terms of Malacia, sure, on that side, but definitely I could see him as at least the third choice left back, you know, this season. You know, I really hope he stick around and he gets some minutes under his belt because today you didn't see a fault. You did not see a fault from
he
this
was
player.
he was excellent. He was excellent. But the thing about it, I believe because and you all mentioned it about Ahmad too. I think the Ahmad from last season, preseason, and this Ahmad, I see a total shift in confidence.
Ahmad
playing with more confidence, as you say, more maturity. I like Ahmad taking on him and he taking the shot.
Yeah.
And that came as a result of a successful loan spell.
Exactly.
Right? Now, I know the goal is to come back and fight for your place here. But what I think, going back on Fernandez, Nico, because again, I believe that successful loan spell at Preston North End is why Fernandez looks so much more assured. Right? But you think putting him as third choice to Sean Malacia, you think that will develop him and progress him more, or you think he needs to go back on loan? Because I want to keep him in it, but I don't think it will help him now, boy.
No, when I said third choice, because at some point, well, we had knock on wood, Shaw might,
how to go centre back?
No, go centre back or rest for a few games, right? Go centre back or rest for a few games, and I could see him getting minutes. I would like to see him stick around and train with the first team, train with a stronger Manchester United first team. Nothing to beat competitive games, and we know that. But I think simple like Meno. He didn't send Meno out on loan, right? Maybe because he knows the quality and he knows he wants him around and possibly could use him at some point. And hopefully are you seeing me?
Yeah.
Oh, I must see my screen that's black. Right. So hopefully that, Fernandez, to me, I would like him to stay and fight, because I think he could even fight and become the second choice, honestly, because it had some points last season we questioned Malacia. So if it is that he believe, and I think he's a decent player, so I think he could possibly give Malacia a run for his money.
I would like to see that.
I telling you, I think he could give Malacia a run for his money. I want to say third choice, not to stick behind Malacia, but to give Malacia a run for his money and end up playing games ahead of Malacia. And to me, that is possible, because to me, I see a lot to say now. He's quality, and he's quality going forward, because Malacia sometimes will be good defending, but still he's very, I don't know if it's to say low on confidence going forward, but he struggles going forward. Malacia doesn't really get anything out of him going forward.
Yeah,
but Fernandez, you give Fernandez with that ball with space, and he has a quality left foot, a quality cross on the left foot. So he could give Malacia a run for his money and end up as the second choice left back.
Well, it could be interesting to see how that develops, because it's more games to play, and you hope with the more games after a good showing today, he'll get more opportunities, and he might get to play with a stronger team, with like more first choice players in midfield and attack to see him evolve a little further now, Doing Ashby on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Ten Hag have the youths coming up well. I like how calm Kova was on the ball. We go talk about Kova, because I want to have a suggestion that probably this Suzuki fella who we're looking at from Japan, maybe we don't need that. Because Kova looked reassured. He looked assured, sorry. He was passing out with calmness. But we will get to goalkeepers in a little bit. Fellas, so Mason Mount, our first signing, a player who Ten Hag seemed to really want, with the way that the club was after him, the amount of money that we pay. Some people say that we overpay for him. Some people saying that, well, based on what Ten Hag, he didn't care, he just wanted the player. And on top of that, he was given, the iconic number 7 jersey. What's your thoughts on his debut today?
With me in Ten Hag we trust, right? So if Ten Hag say spend the money. If Ten Hag say give him the number 7, give him the number 7. Because all right. So what I seen is this. So we always wanted Eriksen in his prime.
Exactly.
We always used to say, well, if Eriksen don't come United, we always wanted Eriksen in his prime. But I think now we could have a Mason Mount in his prime who could be in a similar mold of Ericsson. And yeah, so if he develops, into that player when Ericsson was in his prime and maybe even better, then I think we got still have a deal. The performance today again was nothing to write home about. Solid performance. I was expecting more on the crossing. The dead balls.
Yeah, set pieces.
Yeah, set pieces was poor. And which is something what we look at quality with Ericsson. Ericsson on a dead ball, we know is precision, we know his quality. And I think to me, Mount is that replacement for Ericsson. So again, it's just for him to sharpen up on that. Had in number 7 jersey, yes, the weight would be upon you. But even for I know we doesn't talk price tag much, but even for that price tag, we expect it to come into the team, and I think he's coming into the team, and Ericsson will be coming off the bench,
I feel
So
so,
yeah. So it's just for him to, continue to build the confidence with the team, continue to gel with the team, and continue to, find our form. Find our form with your dead balls, just shooting, with your passing. Find our form and justify your price tag and the quality. So I think good signing, decent debut, but definitely expecting more in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Simeon, what's your take on the Mount signing and today's performance?
I mean, exactly what Nico said. Like when I look at his performance, like you think Ericsson, a younger version with legs, so has the energy, to push things forward. Like I think Ten Hag wanted him because like he could do almost everything and play so many positions for Ten Hag that you don't know how many players you're gonna get besides Mount. You want to have a guy that can come in and can play different, mightn't be number 8 or play Casemiro role, but he could play on the wing, play in the center. He could move around. So you get him, and you have one more player in a team that could pass. I mean, pass the ball properly, break a press, play. When you're trying to score a goal, play attacking football in the other side's half without that possession football Ten Hag talks about all the time. He could. Another guy on the break and the counter attack that could make a good pass. Like he fills so many areas of need that we have with one player. Is he great at anything? No, but I think he's very good at a lot of things. The set pieces kind of didn't look too good. They say you could do that well normally, but he didn't look that good today, as you guys said. But like, I wasn't a big fan of the signing, but I could see where Ten Hag's going with the signing. So,
as you all talked about the set piece thing, after the game, Manu TV, they was asking Ten Hag about the possible headache with deciding who will take the set pieces because he has so much players now that could take set pieces also. Ten Hag, and I don't know. I guess really like his response. He was like, everybody could take something, but nobody hit the net, right? So we want to hit the net now, So let me hope with all these players that could take set pieces, somebody at least hit the net because with all that quality, that's all they could take set pieces. Nobody else go in, right? So please, again, my thing. I like Mount. I since even back in the day when he used to play with the Derby, when he was on loan at Derby, I used to watch him and say, this sweet man, he having real thing. So I'm glad to have him. And what I like about what we're doing now is we kind of strengthening the core of the team. We always used to say, when Ten Hag watched the bench, he had to watch back on the field and just, But now we starting to see where Ten Hag could look at the bench and see options, and that's what I want from this. The price tag, perhaps we could have get him for less. But when I watch how the market is now, earlier it's very very difficult to get a player. And look at how much things he bring in. He bring in the homegrown because he's English. He's 24, so he ain't hit prime yet. You understand? And we know the fella abilities. Ten Hag been watching this fella since his loan in the Eredivisie. So it have more positives for me than the price tag if you look at it as a negative. I think it's an you could about that when you look at Declan Rice. Declan Rice going for 120, right? Brighton asking for 100 million for Caicedo. So the market gone mad earlier, so we just had to try to see how best we could work within the confines and work within the situation. So that aside, I think Mount will be a serious, complement to our squad, right? He will make us better in terms of depth. So whether Ten Hag decide to use Ericsson or he decide to use Mount, who won what our option? As opposed to, well, Ericsson had to play because Fred can't do what I want, or Ericsson had to play because McTominay can't do what I want, right? And then on the other hand, I'm bringing in Sabitzer, but he always injured. You understand what I'm saying? So I delighted, right? I like, again, Nico said there was nothing much to really rave about his performance today, but he was solid. He made some key passes. He pressing real good. Honestly, when he dispossessed the defender and trying to chip the keeper. So I saw lots of positives. His engine there, and it's just a matter of time to come and criticize the man after his debut. Now meshing with the team will be very, very critical and no.
It's nonsensical.
I think this might be the end of Van de Beek.
This is the end of Van de Beek?
I mean,
you're real generous, buddy.
Nah, bro. We still have Fred, but Bidor has to be right there. Like the man even in preseason camp, like what going on with Van de Beek? Like I see this. where you go play?
I think even if it was we was to throw it up, Sibian Hannibal getting a call before Van de Beek. You understand?
No, it's true.
Kaden on the inside. Good night, Kaden. Thanks for joining, man.
Good night.
You mentioned Fred. Now, all your Fred travel, right? Fred was part of the contingent that went to Norway to play, right? But now, Fred didn't make the matchday squad. He wasn't injured. He wasn't sick. And the club just released, a statement saying that, they wanted to manage his workload now. Alia, tell me if I reading too much into this thing.
Now we know how that has go. We know how that has go.
Because Fred wasn't on international duty, so Fred had his full 5 weeks to tell anybody. Right? We know Fred is an energy monster. Right? So Fred was training for about 2 weeks since they came back from in for preseason. But we know Fred name jumping up in that little transfer hat. So them fellas and them want to get Fred, they want to risk Fred. Are they on that same boat with me, or they think, well, no, he got thing and it's not that. I just want to know because it look real suspect to me.
Nah, Fred is one of the first ones to go, man. Like Fred had a okay season last year. Fred ain't English, so he ain't got no real. Besides the money, he ain't had no real motivation to really stay here. If another team's gonna play him first team, and he has value. I assume he has value in the market. I think McTominay might want to stay. That's why I think. So I think Fred is the first guy to go. Probably. So it's a good read, I think.
Yeah. And again, I'm going back to the benchmark now. I'm going back to the benchmark, and if City is the benchmark, then Fred had to move. Fred had to move on, and we had to get better. I think Fred was. I don't want to downplay the effort that Fred gave to us over the seasons. But to be honest, if I had to give up one right now, but we know Van de Beek done more or less on the door, But if we had to give up one between Fred and McTominay right now, honestly, I'll give up Fred. Maybe McTominay have a higher, more of a ceiling to go. I think Fred reached, and he said maybe on the way down, now. So I think if we had to get something for him in the market, let me get it. and let we move on. I think he was a good servant for the club. But if we really had to meet and beat the top teams, I think Fred is definitely not the answer. You know, I think that spot now could go to as like a Kobe Mino, and you know, sort of bring these quality players in. You know, so yeah, if that, and you know, I think that is for Fred. Honestly, I think that is it.
Yeah. Kieran saying here, Mount first game since injury. Our rival want to and rivals want to crucify him. Yeah. Because and the rivals it's them Chelsea men, the bitter. You understand? Davian on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining.
Good night. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you see, in Fred's best interest, because I mean, as much as you know, Fred may not be the benchmark for us, you know, or he may not be meeting the benchmark for us. He's still very much, you know, part of the Brazilian setup. And with Mount coming in, right, I don't see Fred getting much more minutes now. And unlike Southgate, who love off Maguire, right? I don't know if the Brazilian coach gonna play that game if you're getting minutes with your club.
Yeah.
So Fred now had to seek his best interest. So Fred, your best interest might be to leave and go somewhere where you're gonna be playing regular, so that when nationals call and them selectors, you know, choosing players, your name jumping up there too. Because if you're not playing at Man United, trust me, it's other men, Brazilians, who playing football who will get called. So I mean, Fred, in your best interest, buddy, you know, look for football, look for past years new, you know. Davian saying here, Fred brings more value to the team than McTominay, just my opinion. But again, what I said just now is what I think should trump this. You know, whether you think he bringing more value, Fred had to see about his own career. You know, because he could sit on here and get bare minutes and lose his place in the Brazilian team. You know?
And I'm not saying no, Davian, you know. I think Fred brought a lot to the team. But I think that, you know, going forward, I think you could try McTominay for one more year, you know, see how he develops to the squad. He younger, I think he maybe might have some more value in the market as well. If he you know, plays another season and maybe does okay, I think we might even get more for him next season, and we might get less for Fred next season if Fred sits on the bench for the entire season, you know. So in terms of financial and business wise, I think it would be better to sell Fred now, and with McTominay getting some minutes, sell McTominay next season, and continue to strengthen the team. Yeah.
I can sell both of them this season, them going we.
No, but if quality comes in, then yeah. But the way we see in the market going, we have some real question marks. We have some real question marks in who, you know, I mean, the players we could get in.
Yeah, and then too, our the kind of wages we offer we players, boy, it could be hard for boy to go somewhere else and get that kind of wages.
Yeah,
so it's plenty dynamics now, boy, to sort out when we trying to sell players. That's why we just struggle to sell players and you know, profit now, because we too dotish. All right. Glazers out, that's all. Alright, I don't know what going on with that.
I didn't want to talk about it. I do ask me about that, I'm not answering.
I tell you, that's not even on the agenda. Right? Kurt on the inside, good night, Kurt. He's saying, fellas, see my youths, yeah, we know Kurt and them youths on them. Yeah, them fellas and them show up today. Them fellas show up. Them fellas real show up. He say Hannibal saying thing. Alright, Anthony, better watch out. Ahmad looking enticing. Yeah.
Well, Anthony does bring something. Anthony does bring something different, boy. But yeah,
but the only player I could have somebody who could push him, eh?
Of course. But the only player who I could really see pushing Anthony on that side is Greenwood. If Greenwood come back, boy.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
no
Anthony
doubt.
walking into that team.
No doubt. Kurt also saying here, tell earlier United would not be buying too much in the future, just one or two marquee signings. Barnett and Fish look better than Maguire and anybody.
But I really like Bennett, boy.
Yeah. They look
That
good.
man?
Both of them look good. I find.
Yeah, both of them look good, but you see that Bennett is quality.
Yeah, they look around.
You might see Bennett ahead of Maguire.
But swear, I don't know if that happen. I don't know what again Maguire wants to boss it. You know, Ten Hag do everything without telling him, right?
Yeah,
And I hear Maguire still want to stay and fight for your place.
yeah.
Bennett in your tail.
The man training with good Cavallo.
Cavallo,
Yeah.
yeah. Nigel on the inside, good night, man. He's saying like them Saudis ain't seeing Man United or what? Yeah, boy, them fellas watching Chelsea, they're watching Lazio, everybody else, but they want to come and touch Man United players at
Yeah,
all,
boy.
boy.
But how come is the agent, sir?
I
What I
don't know,
say,
boy.
boy? What I say?
We
What I
paying
say?
them too much money, them Saudis, and
I
them not
don't
willing to pay them
know,
players
boy.
that money.
I don't know. Everybody going Saudi Arabia, but nobody want to come and talk to we players, boy.
Nobody. No, they talking to the Greenwood self. Nobody, man.
Oh gosh.
Jesus.
But here it is, right? A genuine question, fellas. You know, I mean, we watching, you know, we team play on that Ten Hag for almost a year now. What all you think is you know, Ten Hag philosophy or style of play, you know, with at Man United.
From what I see, it is high intensity football, right? Win the ball back as high up the field as possible and counter press immediately. And the only downfall for me with that, with this team, is the inability to get the attack together. In terms of we are not seeing a strategy or a tactic with the forward players. To me, I see to the defense, you see where Varane, Maguire try, Martinez trying to win the ball from the attackers, you know, being aggressive to the attackers and they try to win the ball and compress the football, like we say, try to play football in the opponent's half. You know, play the ball, especially with pace on the counter as well. But to me, there's always breakdown on top, you know, and to me, that is where we need players who, I don't know if it's a Ten Hag philosophy or something lacking in Ten Hag style, but we need to find a way where we could be more cohesive in that final attacking third. To me, I think that is where we Ten Hag football falling down.
Okay, we're saying to me.
I mean, definitely we do a finisher, you know, in that, you know, 2.5, but like pressing, like I said, that's the one thing you see, or we try to see from they try to do, you know, from Ten Hag's point of view. They try to press, you know, high up the field. It's something to do with Mount, you know, Ahmad a little bit, Hannibal. Like you saw those guys flooding the, you know, trying to win the ball way up high. You know, I think the where we lack is like we need Varane healthy for the most part. We need Varane healthy. We need a quick center back. That's why Maguire can't play. You know, Martinez is okay. Shaw is okay when he's in there. But like when we you know, try and press, we need someone in the back to cover things if they go over the head. And I think that's the, you know, one of our weaknesses. Like last year when we started getting injuries, but like we also have to be able to play out the back, and that's be another issue we've had. Like without Casemiro there, without Ericsson, without you know, Bruno sometimes we struggle playing out the back once you get past, you know, Casemiro. Like that's where Mount is, you know, crucial. Even though Ericsson could do it, he doesn't handle that pressure, that physicality as well as a Mount will. And that's where I hope Mount would help. But like we've struggled in the last few years beating a press from Arsenal, Liverpool, City. When they press us, we break down. We can't get the ball forward. So I think Ten Hag wants to press. He wants to play out the back. You know, I guess a goalkeeper might help. You know, I mean, we'll see where that goes. But like we want to press and we want to play out the back, and we need the right players to do so.
I was always a fan of the Ajax brand and the champagne football, you know. But I mean, sometimes when you move, you have to adjust, you know, to where you're at. And I seeing more of the style of football because I was expecting us to play more a Man City kind of style, right? But I find this me. I mean, probably you all could convince me otherwise, right? But I find like we're leaning more toward, Jurgen Klopp that kind of rock and roll kind of football now. That kind of high intensity, quick, win back once the loss it, you win it back.
Yeah.
As opposed to, how City will be a little more patient, move the ball around base. But even City and all this press high and counter press. But something about their style of play that's so different than Liverpool that I was more expecting to see. Probably the players that Ten Hag get yet. But I agree with you, that kind of high pressing, kind of, speed, running in behind, your quick crosses in the box. So just a matter of finding the right players for Ten Hag to probably execute that. But I mean, I was, yeah.
Yeah, no. I think is the difference with that is, and Pep and we say us is the Pep have counter pressing players who could play against the press. So if you want to press them, they're comfortable with you pressing them. And could move the ball, create space to move the ball. So I think that is what we need. If we have players, anti-press, what is call them type of players?
Press resistant
players, right? I think if we get a few press resistant players, I think that is when. One. Yes, I think that is where you would see our football evolve. With this brand and these press resistant players, then you will see everything come together. Until we get that, I think we will continue to maybe play on the counter against the better teams. Simple as the Brightons. The Brightons have press resistant players. Man City press resistant players. I think until we get those type of players, then you might see more of Ten Hag football.
And that's the kind of football I would have really prefer to see us play now. You see like how Brighton just play, we in possession and teams, we just knocking the ball around them and we just creating spaces and slicing teams open now. As opposed to the kind of heavy metal kind of Liverpool brand. Nothing wrong with Liverpool football, but I just feel as though that brand is take a heavier toll on the players' physicality.
Definitely.
Yeah. Just getting some of the comments here. Kurt saying here, Robbie Savage, son look good too. Kurt, what's the boy name? They call the man by name now. Why you call him Robbie Savage son? Charlie, right?
Can I just say Savage? You can just say Savage.
I find Savage start off real shaky because he lost the ball a couple of times, but then when he score, I find he settled himself and he started to play a little bit better, but he was playing too safe.
But he alone.
He is surviving.
He is surviving.
Ten Hag played a different formation in the second half. All right. The Duke Isaac Hansen, Aaron.
Yes.
He real decent. Them is fellas we had to watch. But I just can't see them breaking into the key positions now, Christian on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, what do you think about João Felix? I saw some rumors he could be an option for forward, since Ten Hag wants 2 forwards. What do you think about?
We are getting no 2 forwards. And if we had to get a forward, one would not be João Felix. Right? I think he would more go for this Hoy Dunk or whatever. Hoyland fella. He might be more of a possibility than a João Felix. But again, by these transfer rumors thing, or the mismuted, yes. Let's go ahead. It's too frustrating.
No, but you see, João Felix, I don't know, but I just feel like that career move from Benfica to Atletico Madrid was just like suicide for his career. Right, because the kind of football João Felix want to play, and that kind of kind of football Simeone just want to play, it kill him, right? And now he asked for a loan. You see that they strip him of his number, and he training with the reserves now in Spain. So I don't know what gonna happen to João Felix. I don't know, but Ten Hag looking for an out and out number 9, right? João Felix is not that. So I think we have enough players like João Felix, and the only time I could see us going after João Felix is if like we had no other option by.
That's us. That's us.
We reached desperate territory yet. We still have a month and change before the transfer window close, right?
Yeah.
But the only time I see us going for a João Felix, if we are nothing else, I think fail, and we go try to trim up a little money to get Atletico for a loan. But I don't see that happening. Alright, Kurt saying here for the new season, if we play a back three, we can play Lindelof, Varane, Martinez with Shaw and Dalot or Wan-Bissaka's doing backs, Mount Cassie and Bruno in the middle, and we have Marcus and Ramos on top. Yeah, but then who coming off the bench? We need options off the bench. Alright? But good shout. You're also saying here that 3-5-2 system, then it can be tweaked to 4-3-3 and and them things good things for in-game adjustments and tactical changes now. So yeah. Eric Lewis on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying with Bruno and Rashi in our squad, we play with pace and power. Yeah, because Bruno always looking for the long ball and Rashford always looking for the running behind. All right. Could say here, right. So you say we do all that kind of money for thing, right? My fear is that Eric said that we are going to get Onana, who is excellent at distribution, but not have the proper players to make it work. Well, what do you think about that?
So who is the part of the Anna catching is the proper players to make it work. So which type of player is the proper player to make Onana work? You know?
Okay, I think he's saying it in the second comment. He's saying many players in our team have a poor first touch, or in McTominay case hides from the ball, so that when Onana wants to play the ball out from the back, men hiding.
Yeah, but McTominay is not we shouldn't even call McTominay in that sentence. No, I think we had the players. Who could do well with Onana. I think we missed that last season. I think we missed that goalkeeper who was comfortable on the ball. A lot of times that is what Ten Hag wants to play, and to me the players wanted to play it as well. Just the hair was shaky, and because how shaky the hair was, the players were shaky as well. You know, not knowing what mistake you're going to make now. Correct. And with that, you know, you're never comfortable now. You know, because you're always in your mind, you're always second guessing. And with that now, you might lose focus on if I'm on your back, you know, because you're thinking, hey, let me watch and see what this man gonna do, how I have to react, you know, if you mess it up. But Onana now, you're knowing that you're getting quality, comfortable on the ball, passing the ball comfortable. I think you have the players to do that. I think you have the players who could excel in our football. Ericsson, Casemiro, Mount, Martinez, Shaw, but if Dalot playing the right back, we know as much as Wan-Bissaka improved, still not that comfortable on the ball. But we have a Dalot that I think all those guys comfortable on the ball, you know.
Simeon. Sorry. But the thing about it, Nico, and I hear what you're saying there, but a comment that you made earlier in terms of our players not being, you know, press resistant, I think that's still kind of working against the whole point that Eric was making, because yes, we have players who could receive the ball, but if a team set up a proper press, we will still find them players struggling when, you know. So I guess it's something that we have to see how it develops. And then we go know. Simeon, sorry.
No, I think like the one position I see might be an issue is striker. Like Martial is only pretty good at like receiving, like when the press. I say pressing and the guy send a long ball. Rashford can run behind, but I got like Martial is the one supposed to like bring the ball down or you know, receive the ball. You know, like get the ball on top. You know, and I think without Martial, we don't have any back to the goal strikers that can really handle that number 9 spot. Besides, I don't think Rashford's that great at collecting the ball with his back to the goal. I think that number 9 spot that Martial has, that's so delicate. Without Martial, we don't have anybody that could hold the ball up when that long ball comes from Onana. If it's not behind.
And Onana, he real precise what he passing to, eh?
Yeah.
Kurt saying here Kurt is be going good, and then Kurt is had a talk as a thing, and Kurt saying, Max was have a decent strike on the ball. God, Kurt. He's saying Onana is more than the Barthez 2.0.
Karim see that same thing here there.
No, I don't see Onana gonna frustrate Real men.
Yeah, for sure.
the trade-off could be something golden. So let me see. You know, Aaron on the inside, good night, man. Good to be back. Good to have you back, man. Kurt saying here, Meno had a decent game too. Don't understate the thing now, man. Kurt, man. Right? The man win man of the match, and it wasn't.
He had man of the match. He got man of the match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Christian saying here, so who we pinning the ball? Who was he pinning the ball for Inter, right? Lukaku and Martinez, both of them control poor and it was working. Just look at the Champions League final. Okay.
So like for our team, I think players like Rashford, Anthony, Bruno, who is some of our main players. I think they are not Preseason players.
Oh, okay,
okay. Rashford, Bruno, Anthony, I think they struggle, and because they want Bissaka struggle under the press. I think Shaw does okay under press. I think Martinez does well. I think Casemiro, Eriksen does well. But I think some of the forward players is where a lot of the footballers break down when we're talking about that press resistant type players.
Yeah. Rishi on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying good night. Can't remember which goal it was today, but the play started with Kova, simply beautiful with the youths training working. Yeah, that started with Kova and it worked straight up to Aronson, and he played through to Emran. Well taken goal. Yeah, that was a quality goal. Earlier we give credit to the second half team that was filled with youths. And they were so comfortable in possession.
Yep.
They weathered the little press from Leeds. Because sometimes you could have seen they were struggling to adjust to the pressure that Leeds were putting on, the physical pressure. But they adjusted really, really well, and I thought they controlled the game. So I thought the young players did well, but I still feel overall the first half was more controlled, even though we didn't score. That's just me, So yeah. Christian saying here, Onana doesn't only hit it long in the air, he just hits it on the floor too. Yeah. Kurt saying here, Nico Eriksen doesn't work good under press. Right. Kurt also saying here, like, Shoretire grow. Shoretire, I find Shoretire fall off, right? Shoretire had a real hype. He went on loan and he didn't have a good loan, and Anyway, so earlier, I wonder if I can make this the last talking point, but let's see how it goes, right? Now we're gonna talk about De Gea, right? A lot happened, in the last couple of weeks as it would relate to De Gea, right? And I want to ask you, and it's no secret how things unfolded, right? So I want to, get your opinions, Nico, Simeon, and even the guys in the comments, did the club handle this well? How better could the club have handled this matter, with De Gea?
So all the players going to Saudi, right? So you telling me we didn't have no foresight to say, hey, let me, to let De Gea go for free, boy? So we couldn't get a cent for De Gea, boy? So every season, this is the same thing over and over and over with Manchester United, boy? We just letting players work for free.
All the time, right? True.
To me, that is my thing. I think as a club, we just do business like as a parlor. Most of Chelsea doing, and Chelsea raking back in money. Chelsea spend the 300 million or how much ever, but they
600 million.
600 million, but they're still able to rake back in something. But we, for the love of us, then our players go for free. So to me, on a business level, we could have handled that better. On a personal level, I always knew that De Gea wasn't Ten Hag's cup of tea, but Ten Hag, play the game that, hey, let me keep this man happy, and see how far it reach. But for some reason, I always knew that, I had this gut feeling that De Gea was going to leave. So I think the club could have been, I don't know what has happened behind the scene. Maybe De Gea know that was going to happen. Maybe had conversations after the end of the season. So outside looking in, it looking like nah, they handle this thing in a mess on a personal level. For the servant that he was to the club, but maybe they would have had a discussion and came to a mutual agreement that hey, better we move on, and they would have handshake and internally it would have been done the right way, but outside looking in, it looking like it was a shambles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Simeon?
I mean, looks like shambles. I mean, like from all the reports, I mean, there was a contract offer for De Gea. I mean, I know he would. I mean, his same, salary, which was kind of high, but like it always seemed like there was a open door for the head to come back, from Ten Hag, and the team. So for him, just to be, out of contract and just walk off into the, like the night, he just gets back. I mean, it seemed like so anticlimactic. Like, he just gone. Like, the contract just ran out and he was gone. And the day after or 2 days afterwards, they're like, oh, De Gea, bye, whatever. It's like someone missed a payment somewhere. Like someone didn't figure, okay, well, let me get a new goalkeeper and get rid of the hair. Like no one did anything. It's like they just kind of like let things just fall apart, and it's like, yes, might work out for our favor with Onana. Hopefully, Onana coming in pretty soon, but like it just seemed like we wasted a chance to we didn't sell him. We didn't we even say, well, goodbye. It was just kind of like he's gone. And it's kind of like that kind of thing that leaves a mark in a clear sea, and like, wow, this man was here for how many years? Won the Golden Glove last year. I mean, if you're gonna let him go properly, and say, well, we're gonna get a new goalkeeper. Don't just have the contract for now and leave everybody wondering what's going on. So even the guy tweeted like a clown tweeted like a clown show, something like that.
Circus.
Circus. Like it just seems like a circus. I mean, everyone kind of figured the Gea wasn't going to be around for a long time, after Ten Hag got here. But for it to end like this, it's not a good look.
Yeah. Um, it had so much reports circulating that you just don't know which one to believe, because it had ones like what Simeon you said, that it had a contract off on the table, and whatever, and then what Nico was saying, probably they had a mutual agreement and they just decided, well, hey, let me part ways, and because we don't know what's going on, we speculating and we just thinking the worst, but I mean, in my estimation and my opinion, I really think the issue with De Gea, it got worse as the season went along. And I think Ten Hag lost patience, with De Gea, with the mistakes he was making some high profile mistakes, and the mistakes that he was making was really costing us. I honestly think, given consideration to, the budget and limitations Ten Hag had, I don't really think, and we would have said it in the past, podcasts, I don't think that the goalkeeping position was really a critical area, But, and yes, I agree with what Nick was saying here. Ten Hag knew that De Gea wasn't his type of goalkeeper. But I don't think it was a critical area that he needed to get sorted. But then when De Gea started to make these kind of high profile mistakes, Ten Hag realized, hey, I need to make this change. And I am of the opinion that discussions would have taken place where first choice spot was no longer guaranteed.
I think so as well. I think so as well.
And De Gea tell himself, well, I'm not gonna trigger the extension because they're watching my salary. And De Gea is the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, right? So we cutting back in terms of we're not going to extend your contract because then we will be obligated to pay you that for the next year, right? We don't want you to be number one choice, and your contract you could work for free. So it was a decision that De Gea made. I'm not going to sign nothing to keep me here, and I go and sit and watch football from the side while you look for somebody else, and that is just how it unfolded. I mean, I think even for us fans, I think it could have been handled, or for the public that is, because I tend to lean on what Nick was saying, that probably, they shake hand and hug up whoever behind the scene, and we don't know. But I think for us, as the fans, it should have been dealt with better, so that we could, respectfully say goodbyes to De Gea, because the social media was brutal, man. And I think for a man who played and served us for 12 years, and in that 12 years, he won the Sir Matt Busby Trophy, 2 or 3 times. That man real save we, But again, we all agree that if the team needed to go forward, we needed to move on from De Gea, right? How much years before Spain realized that for that team to progress and play the kind of football that they want to play, modern game. Look how long Spain moved away from De Gea, so what are we waiting on? So that was never in question. It was just how it was dealt with. That is what I'm saying,
Yeah, my thing is like, you get rid of De Gea, I need you to have Onana in like the next day or the next 2 days or the next week. I don't like this. Because Chelsea wants Onana too. Chelsea really wants Onana. I'm like, what's the wait? Like, I don't understand what the wait is. Like, I hear you might be traveling with Inter Milan on their trip, on their like, why? Like,
nothing Man United is do.
Why?
Just be easy and straightforward. That is just how it is.
Yeah.
We had a drag, make everything.
Yeah, we know Monk
transparent.
coming since before the end of the season. We know Monk coming. In fact, as the season ends, is Monk.
Yeah, and that take long, and then everything is just take long. Nothing has happened quick. The quickest transfer I ever seen in my life happen was Casemiro. You understand? Let me get some comments here, guys. Kurt saying here, Zion Suzuki is another Onana for me, a goalkeeper. His passing is quite precise. Yeah, but watch me after I see Kova today, and then talking about Kova win the league, the Russian league with last season. It's Russian?
No, not Russia. It's Czech or something.
Czech.
Yeah.
I find Kova could be a very, very good deputy for Onana if he's the keeper coming in. All right. But here we're watching this Suzuki fella. All right. Because also saying that De Gea was willing to take a cut to stay, but I guess he wanted to remain number 1, and I guess he was not guaranteed that. Yeah. Imagine De Gea not even Spain number 3 keeper. That's it. Exactly. All right. Richie's saying here we've been so dependent on De Gea for the last few years, but time to evolve. Disappointed that he didn't even try to also evolve to meet Ten Hag's style.
He tried, but that wasn't his style. It wasn't his style.
Yeah, the De Gea type goalkeepers, I think them in the past.
Yeah.
But that's a mean that the man is good because he real saved but we had to move on, boy. Richie also saying here De Gea thought that Ten Hag would have organized his game with him as the base. Was never going to happen. But correct. Correct. So guys, I think we go leave everything else for the next show. I think the next game that we playing is next Wednesday end.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we playing next week Wednesday.
Okay.
So again, we will be here again. We started to talk about the captaincy earlier. We ain't touched on that yet. And we might probably go into more transfer talk. Hopefully Onana might be through the door then. And we're going to be talking about, Onana as a Manchester United player. Hopefully that get done before the end of the week, But again, a decent outing, the first of 7 or 8 preseason games. All of these preseason games set up real weird. We had one space out, then 2 weeks. One now, then next week is Lyon. Then 2 weeks is the next game, and then every 2 or 3 games you have 2 or 3 days we have a game after that. It's real mad, boy. Well, you'll see how it goes. Eric Lewis saying here, sad how it all played out with De Gea, but it is what it is. Legends in the past didn't get farewells. Yeah. Kurt saying here, you want to bet Mount getting the captain? Oh,
nah, man.
Kurt.
Nah, you lost your money.
Please,
You lost your money, Kurt. You lost your money.
Kurt. So bring back Pogba on now. Nope.
No, we already have a Pogba in the making. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
So
You think you're going to be seeing Meno on his back, but Pogba in style.
And me no get a new number, me no wearing 37 now, So
Nah, but
it's
that could
progress.
change.
Yeah,
No, but that could
progress.
change at the beginning of the season.
No,
At the end,
I see number. Remember he was wearing 73.
something like that.
Yeah, he was wearing 73 and he get 37 now. So yeah, next
Nah,
season.
next thing you see, beginning of the season, Ten Hag said, nah, you first team player. Bang, we are in number 6 right now in the team.
Martinez.
Oh yeah.
He ain't getting that.
Right,
He ain't getting
right.
that. He ain't getting that. Anyway, guys, so let me get some closing thoughts there.
Yeah, good outing. We're looking forward to the next one. I think Mino definitely stand out. Fernandez solid. Hannibal energetic. Still I need to see quality. At a high level. I think that's the thing in our game. In and around the squad for the new season. And I think the second half for a solid performance and good win. We started off nice, so we keep the ball rolling, build a momentum, and going into the season.
Yeah. Simeon?
No, I think the game was great. I think both teams, the first half team and second half team, looked good. Ball moved around pretty well, they pressed pretty well. Quality from the youth was good. Guys who need to showed out. Menu, Ahmad, Hannibal in there trying. I want to see more from Sancho, but we're gonna talk about that today.
Missed that. We missed Sancho, so he was missed in the game. We missed him in the review as well.
I mean, overall, I think Ten Hag will look at that team and be pleased at what he has. I just hope to see more guys like Palestri and more of the guys on the outside come in next week.
Yeah, I actually I'm really encouraged by what I saw today, but mostly from the youth players. I actually having a little confidence in the youth players now. That they could go out and they could represent. And this is not me, throwing any shade at the previous managers that we had. But you felt like in the past that the youth players were just there to just chuck in, just to make up, you just take a play so that this fella could get a rest. But you're actually seeing where they're using, the system and the philosophy of the manager being, filtered down to the youth teams, where even when they come into the senior setup, they know what they're supposed to do now. So that was really encouraging. I feel confident even against Leon. No, as the games go on, the teams will get better in terms of quality opponents. But I not scared, because I know that these fellas could represent now, And again, after that, just to see the senior players come in and see how everything pans out and in preparation for the new season. So today was very encouraging, and let's see how the team progresses, the youths and the senior players. Yeah. So, Simeon, Nico, it was good. Those in the comment section, we do appreciate, as always, the support. So don't forget to like and share. Also we're on YouTube as well. So go across on the YouTube platform and subscribe. And let's keep All in All United building, right? Because we're committed to bringing the content for you all. So have a good night, everybody. And
Good night.
see you all on the next one.
It's Wednesday.